Hey everyone, welcome to Mori English, where you will learn real British English from a native speaker. I'm Adam, an English teacher with over 10 years experience helping students improve their English and pass their exams. One thing you might feel while learning a language, and especially English, is that you have so much vocabulary and that you know more vocabulary than you can actually use, and that a lot of your vocabulary doesn't come to mind. This can be frustrating, and I've experienced this myself learning Spanish. One thing that has really helped me has been making flashcards. More specifically, flashcards with the free Anki Flashcard program. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to use Anki flashcards to learn vocabulary faster, remember more, and study more efficiently. So grab your word list and let's get started. So here we are in the Anki flashcard program. I'm going to open up the English deck and let's study now. Here you'll see what a flashcard is going to look like once you have learned how to make them following my guide. We have a gapped sentence, an image, and a definition. You'll spend some time trying to remember the vocabulary. In this case, we are studying some phrasal verbs. Then, when you're ready, you're going to show answer.
Bring up.
In this case, the phrasal verb was bring up. You can see we have the completed example sentence, the phrasal verb itself, and the phonetics to hear and see how it's pronounced. At the bottom of the screen, you have 4 options: easy, good, hard, and again. You have to decide how easy was this vocabulary to remember. You'll choose, and then we'll go on to the next one. And again, let's show the answer.
Carry out.
In this example, it was carry out. You can see that with each option that you choose, you have a different time. With easy, we have 4 days. Well, what does this mean? The power of Anki is that if I choose easy, Anki is not going to show me this flashcard again tomorrow when I study. It's going to wait 4 days before showing me this flashcard again. The idea is that with some maths, it will work out the best time to show you the vocabulary just at that point where maybe you are about to forget the vocabulary. And, fingers crossed, through this process, you will start to learn, retain, and remember this vocabulary more easily. This is also great because compared to a website like Quizlet, it is less of a chore, it's more fun. Because on Quizlet, if you have 100 flashcards to study, well, if you sit down to study those flashcards, you have to study all 100. But with Anki, maybe today you study 20, tomorrow you might study 10, it depends. But it's a much more efficient way to learn and study with flashcards. Now what we've seen what the flashcards will look like at the end of this process, let's get started making them ourselves. So, first of all, you need to download Anki for your system. It's available for computers. I have Windows and I downloaded the free application for Windows. It's also available and highly recommended to use it on your phone to make studying easier. On Android, I know that the application is free, but I think unfortunately the app is paid. It's a one-off payment on Apple phones, and I'm not exactly sure, to be honest, of the price, but I do know that it comes with a cost. I still believe it's worth it, but take that into consideration if your budget is an issue. Once you've downloaded and installed the app, I'm going to take you over to Anki and to show you how to install my vocabulary flashcards. When you first install Anki, you will see that there are a small number of types of flashcards, and these affect what your flashcards will look like and how they will behave. My flashcards that I showed you earlier are using my flashcard format. I designed how they look and this is going to be really useful later when we use AI to generate some flashcards for us. So the first thing that I recommend we do is install my flashcard format. I have attached a link below to a test deck, an English deck to get you started, which contains many useful phrasal verbs. All we're going to do is click on File, Import, and choose the APKG file. We're going to see that there are some import options, and we don't really have to change anything in these options. We're just going to click on Import. I'm not going to click on it now because I've already done this. This process you only have to do once, and now whenever you want to make a flashcard in the future with my easy method with AI or from scratch, you will see that now in the basic list of flashcards you have my flashcard. So this is now available to you to use forever. That's why this process only has to be done once. The next thing we're going to do is look at how we can use AI, specifically Chat GPT, to make the process even easier. So here we are now in my Anki Flashcard Builder in Chat GPT. The link to this GPT will be in the video description. I'm going to make one flashcard for you to show you how it works. But basically, we're going to give this GPT a list of the vocabulary or phrases, idioms, phrasal verbs that we want to learn. You'll notice earlier, as I was speaking, I said that you can make a flashcard from scratch. Now, in English, to make something from scratch is a useful idiom to describe when you have to make something from zero. You are doing everything yourself. You haven't just bought it from the store. So we're going to just give it that one idiom to see what it does. Make something from scratch. Let's enter, and it's going to generate for us the flashcard. Okay, you can see here that it has given us the flashcard. Alright, it's telling us here exactly the information that it's included. So if you had a longer list, you're going to have an even longer list here of flashcards. The next thing we need to do is put this in a format that we can send it and import it with Anki. So all we're going to do first is copy this, okay, and I'm going to take you over now to a text editor. Here I've opened the text editor and I'm going to paste that in. It's going to look very unusual at the moment, but that's okay. I'm going to click on File and I'm going to click on Save As. It's important here that when we save this file, we need to make sure that we save it in a particular format. So here I'm just going to type this vocabulary, and we need to give it the file format of CSV. Then I'm going to click on Save. Now, let's go over to Anki and let's see how do we import this file. I've now come back to Anki and we're going to import the file that I just made. I'm going to click on File and Import. I'm going to select the file that I made and click on Open. Now, the first thing you're going to have to do is click on this menu and choose comma. You can see here now that we have the different parts of the flashcard. In import options, we need to make sure that the note type is vocabulary. This is the flashcard that you will all have now because you have imported the note type that I made and shared with you in the earlier part of the video. Deck, you can choose which deck to import the flashcards into. I recommend keeping all of your flashcards together in one English deck. And here below, you can see that we have actually now the different parts of the flashcard. We have the word, the gap sentence, the definition, the full sentence, the phonetics and the part of speech, in this case, a noun. But this is what's missing there from our idiom. Now we're going to click on Import, and we can look at that flashcard. Well, then we're going to preview it, and you can see that this is what our flashcard's going to look like. If we flip the flashcard, we can see now the full sentence, the missing word, and the phonetics there. Now, you'll notice that one thing that's missing here is an image. This is because it's my belief that students, you guys, finding your own images and adding your own images to the flashcard is much more important. This is really important if, for example, it's with this idiom, maybe you have a picture of a cake that you made from scratch. Adding that picture to your flashcard is going to make it so much more memorable. However, if you did want to add your own image, it's really as simple as copying an image from Google and pasting it in here. So let's quickly do that now ourselves. I'm going to go to the search bar and I'm just going to search for make a cake from scratch. Let's see what images we get. Okay, well, these all look like beautiful cakes. This one to me looks a little bit more homemade and it reminds me of the cakes that I would make when I was young with my mom. So I'm going to copy this image. I'm going to go back to our flashcard and I'm going to paste it in here. And it's that simple. Our flashcard now has an image. When I preview the card again, you can see that that image has been included. So that's the tutorial on how to make your own language flashcards using Anki and my Chat GPT. I hope you found that useful. Consistency is really important. Keeping a routine of studying your vocabulary makes all of the difference. And the good thing is that if you can build this habit with Anki, you're only probably going to be studying for around 10 to 15 minutes a day, studying your flashcards. This can be on a bus journey, while you're waiting in the doctor's office. Keeping this habit is really important, and thanks to these tools, it's really easy to do. Hopefully over time you will see that your vocabulary is becoming stronger and that a lot of these phrases come more easily to your mind. It's not a foolproof process. This isn't a flashy TikTok video where I have the one trick that will guarantee. It's one tool that can really make a big difference. And I myself have seen a lot of success when studying Spanish. So I hope you found that useful. Thank you for watching and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.